Hey guys, it's me, Sarah. And, first of all, sorry about my hair. I've been in bed since 1:30, and it's almost 8. So, second of all, don't mind if this video shakes. I'm using my knee brace to hold up my phone. Anyway, spoilers. So this video is a story time, as you can tell by the title. But, this is the story of how I tore my ACL and just the surgery and stuff, because it's an interesting story, I guess. I don't know. So, this all started a month and a half ago. It is July 15th as I'm filming this. And on Monday, June 3rd, I was I was in the middle of doing a play. I was doing Peter Pan. It was fun. I'm a native, and the dog Nana, I was. Keep that in your brains for future reference. So, we had a week off of rehearsals because, it's Peter Pan, people fly, and the fly system had just come in, so that entire week was just, Peter, Wendy, Michael, John, and Tinkerbell learning how to fly, right? So none of the rest of us had rehearsals, so I was, hanging out with my neighbors, and keep in mind, this is, a week and a half before opening night. I was hanging out with my neighbors, and we were, choreographing little dances for fun, and it was all going swell until, of course, I did a jumpy sort of thing. I landed on my foot, my knee bent inwards and popped, and I fell to the ground. I didn't start crying yet, but I, screamed at my neighbors. We were, one door down from my house. But I screamed for my neighbors to get my mom. And then, she, I was gonna say, helped me walk to our house. She basically dragged me because I could barely walk. And I only started crying once I got, onto our lawn. And then once I got inside and started icing it, that's when I started screaming and sobbing. So we went to Instacare. And they took an x-ray, but x-rays only show, bones. They don't show, ligaments or tendons or anything. So they're okay, none of your bones are broken, so that's good, but whatever. So, and they gave me this flimsy little brace, which is really funny compared to what I'm wearing at the second. Wearing one of those, big hinged ones that goes, higher than my mid-thigh and, lower than my mid-calf. Anyway. So this is all fun, and the mom of one of the neighbors that I happened to be dancing with, we were on her lawn, and she works at a doctor's office and the doctor specializes in knees and stuff. So she got us in to go see him a couple days later. This happened on a Monday, and I think we went on Wednesday or Thursday, I don't remember, but, and so he was, feeling my knee, and from what he, felt and what I was describing, he's okay, so you probably tore your ACL, and so we did an MRI the next day, and I got the results on my birthday. I'm 16, by the way, and we got the results on my birthday, and they're okay, so you definitely tore your ACL, and there might be a little tear in the meniscus, so, whatever. So that was fun. And then I had to do the play, Peter Pan, a musical, on my knee, but it actually wasn't that bad. Yesterday I was just, walking pretty normally. It wasn't that bad after a while. But yeah, so I just had to, our dance for being natives was super intense, so I just kind of, had to, modify it. My doctor said, specifically, oh, you can do the play, just be careful, no jumping, no twisting, stuff like that. So I just had to, modify it, because there's a lot of jumping and twisting in it. So I just modified it a little, and I was also the dog, Nana, who crawls on hands and knees. So I was originally planning to like wear just tiny volleyball knee pads, but that wasn't gonna work, so we just got like these 2-inch foam pads and like use ace bandages to like wrap it around my legs. And I just kind of like stepped with my right knee and dragged my left knee, whatever. And I'm expecting to get the DVD of the play sometime in like the next week, so I'm like hoping that I didn't look like a fool, a blithering idiot. But yeah, so the play was fun, and now we skip like a month later to today. I woke up before 5 a.m. and wasn't allowed to eat. We went to the hospital, did that stuff. And this is where the fun begins, because like nothing was happening for the first like hour. Like we get there at like 6. And I didn't get wheeled out for surgery until 7:45. But yeah, so for like the first like hour, nothing was happening. People were coming in to like talk for like every like 10 minutes or so. But like other than that, nothing was happening. And then this one nurse comes in to do my IV, and I've had an IV before. I think the last time I had one was like I was like 11. I just got it like right there. It was fine. I barely even felt it, you know? You feel it when it goes in, and then you don't feel it for the rest of the time. Well, we love her, but she failed miserably at putting in this IV. I don't know if you can see it. Yep, oh yeah, you can definitely see it. I'll put a better picture in right now. Ah yes, look at that wonderful bruised vein. But it literally looks like my whole vein is bruised. Anyway, so she like put it in, but she like missed or something, and like my arm started like puffing up. And like I said, with IVs, you feel it when they put it in, and then once they take the needle out and just leave like the tube in, you literally don't feel it after that. You just forget it's there. I know this from experience. But I felt it the whole time it was in there. It felt like someone was like perpetually pinching my arm. Like someone was like pinching my vein, pinching the skin above it, and it was just like there for like 3 minutes. She took like forever to take it out. She's like, something's wrong. And then she didn't immediately take it out. But so that was fun. So she's like, yeah, I'll have someone else do it. I don't want to do this again. So after that, everything happened at once. And when I say everything, I mean everything. There were like 5 doctors and nurses in my room, and they were all bustling doing different things. Like, the one dude was like putting on my actual IV, which actually, you know, went in fine, and I didn't feel it. Like literally, I can poke this, it's fine. Poke this, it's sore. Anyway, so he does that while someone's like putting on my like wristbands. And then someone else is putting on my socks. Like, just everything was happening. I got, like, stabbed by 4 needles today. The first failed IV, the actual IV, and then 2 numbing things. First, they did, like, a little ultrasound on my hip, and then so they could, like, find the vein. And then they just did, like, a little bit of numbing just in that area so that the big needle wouldn't hurt as much. And when I say big, I mean big. It was like 5 inches. It was huge. This thing, I was like, no thank you. And you could like see it on the ultrasound machine. It was so weird that you could like see the needle in my hip. It was really weird. Anyway, my hip is still stained orange from that. Anyway, but they like stuck in this giant needle in my hip. But yeah, this thing is like a femoral block or something like that. It numbed my entire leg, and then they did that thing where they, like, shock your nerves and stuff, and my entire leg was twitching, like, literally, it would just be, like, you know, but at one point, literally, it was, like, bouncing off the bed, it was just, like, and I was like, ah! And then they were like, let's turn that off. But yeah, so they did that, and then I, like, could not feel my knee, or my leg in general. Like, I still can't feel it. It feels like in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, when Harry lost his bones in his arm, and his arm's just, like, rubbery and floppy, that's what my leg feels like right now. at this point, the nurse puts, like, a vial of stuff in my IV for, like, relaxation or whatever. And by the time the vial was empty, within 5 seconds, I got double vision, and I started laughing uncontrollably, and my parents were like, "What's so funny?" And then they started wheeling me out of the room, and then I'm pretty sure I, like, just passed out on the way to the, like, I don't remember anything after that. And then I woke up at, like, 12. They were supposedly finished at, like, 10:30 or something, and I only woke up at, like, 12. But, I woke up, and I couldn't feel my knee at all. My eyes were, like, still super closed, and I was still very tired. But I could not feel my leg in the slightest, except there was a tiny bit of, like, pain on the underside of my knee, because, like, the nummy thingy didn't, like, reach that. I'm here thinking I'm in my bed at home, and nothing's happened. So I try to, like, and they, when they put me back in my bed from the thing, I was, like, crooked. Like, I was, like, kind of, like, leaning to the left, like, I was kind of laying on my hip instead of, like, flat, you know? And so I try to shift, and then my knee is like, I was like, that was a bad idea! But, yeah, I woke up, the nurse gave me, like, 2 vials of pain medication, my IV, and then she gave me a pain pill, too, and I got Oreos, which was pretty nice. I'm editing this. I forgot to say this, but this is a good time to mention. I could not feel my leg in the slightest. Like, my toes were, like, any movement of toe, you know what I mean, would, like, hurt my knee, but then, the nurse, like, literally put her hand on my knee and, like, leaned on it, and I could not feel a thing. It was so weird. By the end of this, I had so many, like, tubes and, cords hanging out of me and off of me. I'll insert a picture that I took, like, right at, like, 10 minutes after I woke up. I had so many, because I had my IV, I had, like, these, like, sticky pads, like, 2 on my chest, and then 1 on my hip. Don't know what that was for, but, like, it was there. And then I had a blood pressure cuff, and then one of the oxygen thingies, like, clippy thingies. And there was a lot going on. Like, when I left, they, like, one of the nurses had to, like, unplug and unhook, like, 20 million different things. It was ridiculous. But, yeah. So, that's pretty much it, I think. I can't feel my leg, and my knee hurts. But, I got McDonald's after, so it's all good. After the block or whatever, the big nummy thingy in my hip, one of the nurses was like, if you got through that, you can get through anything. Like, if I was scared of needles, like, I'm not scared of needles. I got my blood drawn all the time. I'm fine with needles. If I wasn't fine with needles, I would have passed out a lot sooner than I did. Like, because, like, I got stabbed with 4 needles. The first failed IV, which is, like, dying, then my actual IV, and then the 2 nummy thingies, one of which was 5 inches long, but, yeah, it was fine, but, yeah, so, moral of the story, don't tear your ACL, it's not fun. But, yeah, so, that's the end of this video. See you guys probably in, like, 40 more months. Peace!